Alright, we're playing more disco. I don't remember what I was doing. Oh yeah, I was talking to.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again? Lies.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. We demand her anxiety. We demand her fear.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8-100-2 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
That is the emergency's desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I
Hmm.
don't believe a single word she says.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
But I know the time of the call, too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you
Hmm.
officers, but I am now.
Why is she so angry then, if she's so sorry?
I did.
Very good, sire. She will never admit to it, but we can see that she didn't.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it. I am. They can never take my sash and my scepter from me.
Yes, they can, for lying.
It's Katarzyna Alazie.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo-Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock music infused alcoholism.
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants,
Hmm.
but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Alazie is my father's name. That's cool.
She doesn't feel like a Klasia. She feels like nothing.
No, it's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Klasia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smit.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them.
Hmm.
My employer probably leaked the name, Maya Smith, to hurt me.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
She fears an
Hmm.
arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now. It's useless.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here,
Hmm.
past a broken sewage pipe, right near the waterline.
She nods, her ready for the damage. She knows you're grilling her.
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
Clausia. It was my first real boyfriend who gave me that name. He never recovered from the shit we went through. Because of me. He was a writer.
Hmm.
He made Oranise lit. And I destroyed him. I know I'm shit. I know. But I haven't done anything. At least nothing illegal.
She purposefully misrepresented information crucial to the case. Fucking mind games. Enough. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please, no.
But there's nowhere to go. A 2-story drop to the Plaza Mosaic. If she could, she would have run before. Fragile, unshielded. Her voice is thin and tired.
I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then, in a hushed voice, she says, gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Oh, was it Ruby?
Ruby. She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants.
What she's saying is... sex?
What is that?
Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but...
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing notions about our relationship.
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her.
This is just an assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs.
Let's test.
Somehow, she knew Lely was dead.
Oh,
She wasn't
that's why.
surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too. She cleaned it all up like she had a plan.
This is a familiar theory.
I wonder everyone's scared
You
of this
had it
lady.
too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself? The lynching? Yet again, you're coming up with this. The worst thing is, it may be true.
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, so I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but...
Some of that fear is still with her. She exhales sharply. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
You've been trying to kick that door down, right?
Oh.
Maybe it leads downstairs. She could have come to the roof through that. Then taken the shot right here, where I stand. It was dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her.
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing. That is possible.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me, before it got weird.
Okay, and what? Arrest the liar now. Why? She told us some pretty interesting things there. She's stuck here. She's already in prison. Look around. She's only trying to help you. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Thank you. Thank you. You won't regret it.
Something tells you, you will.
Thanks, Fulton.
She nods.
Fucking.
Okay.
God damn it.
She slowly lights.
Fucking volition, dude. Bastard.
The same small, heavy door.
Fucking physical instrument. Let's go. Kick that door
The
down.
same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Fuck you. God damn it.
You give it.
fuck this door up.
The same small, heavy door. No
Yeah,
lock
fuck
in
you,
sight.
door. Bitch.
This time, something cracks inside. It is an unbelievably satisfying sound,
Nice.
filling you with a belief in your own body.
Well, sounds like this time the property damage was at least resolutive. Would it hurt to look in?
I thought it was an Aces High moment, Kim.
I don't know about that.
It totally was.
Alright, what's in here? Hmm.
You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere.
Oh my god.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
Boring footprints. I want to jump to sensationalist conclusions. You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite... You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new. 3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer.
This is good. He likes it. That's a little smile there, in the dark of the workshop.
This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place. It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route leading to the roof. The roof from where you can shoot our victim. This is significant. These prints, officer, could be the prints of our killer. And if not, at least they're a good argument for this Ruby doing it, to present to Titus.
Large prints, most likely made by Boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp. The soles have left the pattern, uniform, horizontal lines.
How's the food not here? Look. Be sure. Alright.
This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It is not a brand sole with logos on it. It seems custom made or old-fashioned.
Okay.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. I wouldn't rule out Ruby coming here yet. This isn't an argument against her. People change shoes, you know? But it's not an
Whoa.
argument for her either. No, these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
Oh. Empathy and hand-eye coordination? Oh. I don't want empathy and hand-eye coordination. Also, it looks cool. Oh, yeah.
That's it. You got it.
What?
The whole shebang.
Oh, the coat and the hat?
The coat. The hat. The swindle so crooked a yeggman couldn't break it. The deaths of Charlie Spillane and Deanna Deneuve.
Oh.
The case Dick Mullin was on. That's what this crooked swindle must be.
Wait, why are you talking like that?
This is how I always talk. Move on. The swindle. Cracked it like a discounter safe. You're right. He used to be more polite. Don't think like a cop. Cops don't solve cases.
Uh-huh.
They slide nippers on the goons and take them into big houses. But they don't solve anything. The Dicks, Gumhills, Hawkshaws, Peepers, sleuths. Men like Mullin and you.
Am I a dick?
Bullseye, a snooper, and a damn good one.
I think I've always felt like a private
If there's
investigator.
any doubt, consult your trusty Dick Mullin book and reconnect.
Thing? Yeah, I'm not sure. Does that do something cool?
In your hand, you hold 4/5.
What? I got an achievement. What did that do? Huh? That didn't... What's the... Advanced race theory, oh no. Oh, there goes that check. Guess I can come back. Alright, we'll have to. Oh, yeah, there's the guy. $5. Let's go. Pinball machine. All right.
Over there, in the corner. Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. You can't wait to get your hands on it.
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats. A classic. A little.
Feels like a lot. Too much to play it again.
Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready. Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, the theme of the game is to explore Gord, the peak of the mountain, areas around the place. It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease. Go, go, Fingerboy.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was. The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when recounting his travels. A masked nationalist. An avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies from every continent. He also hit his wife and kids. Other people's kids too. Sometimes pets. Hateful little man. But you seem to be having fun.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board, and although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go. Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths. But finally, the opportunity presents itself. One of them gets through. Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something glass. The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog.
What is happening?
Something's happening.
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players. A stupid, nihilistic finale.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness. This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog. Use them to calculate where they hit next. Hit the pads as fast as you can. Maximum attack. Not even a bullet can get through. The amount of focus it takes to predict when a ball goat is in striking range is staggering, but it can be done. Focus. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death.
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake and then it's all over.
How, if you can't even see it? The last
No.
goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee. There goes nothing, Fingerboy. The machine is dead and silent.
Oh. I can open this door now.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
There must be a key somewhere. Probably somewhere in the whirling. It's not.
The kobold, old kobold, the door does not.
How the fuck
This
does
small
anyone get in
elevator
here?
Smells of nougat and sweat. The maintenance card under the... This elevator must have been used to transport pinball machines to and from the upstairs workshop. There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descente, and an international call for emergency assistance. A small steel plaque reads Halter 800. Halter is a Koningsteiner lift company who went out of business a long, long time ago.
That it does. I say, let's brave it. No, it was maintained in 88 of the previous century. No, I think the bureaucrats just forgot about his backroom elevator after the revolution. Seems so, although it's pretty quaint for a freight elevator.
Oh, that was interesting. Bad we didn't win at pinball. Maybe my flashlight? Oh.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue. Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over.
A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the Hardys bang away at it.
Remember the dice maker? Then that means...
Ah, yes, as the novelty dice maker said. This has absolutely nothing to do with the case, I'm sure. But I do like a nice little connection.
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy.
Yeah, probably not.
Stupid superstition. But still, it would be interesting to see what the cafeteria manager thinks of this.
Alright. How much authority do I even have? A little bit. Not much. That was interesting.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
This window is pristine on the inside. Golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman, on the single. Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain. Ending him. From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This 72% with an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition. A Belmagrave rifle, for example. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective. None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to... According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk. B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the Islet, detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched. 1 kilometer away, an unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere. The shot would have been a small miracle. 5% likelihood. There is a...
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do.
Alright. Go talk to Gar.
Hey, was there something? Another thing. Great. I love those. Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
He's really holding himself back here. It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door.
Okay, what is back there? Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean. No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
He was wondering about something business-related, about how much money he could make of one.
Those machines are whirling property. But if it makes you feel any better, I'm not planning to sell them. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here, other than the hellish karaoke machine.
Yeah, those numbers he's adding up must be making good sense to him right now. Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address.
Everyone knows of it. I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling. It's a sign of the Whirling in Rags not being part of the doomed commercial area. If anything, we're revitalizing this neighborhood.
Relax, Mr. Gart. I'm sure there is no doom. He simply wants to share his discoveries with you.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework, these high ceilings, the nice rooms, well, most of the rooms. For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost...
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, especially for this neighborhood.
Oh,
I've been trying
Kurt.
to keep it that way, even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area. Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation, maybe even a promotion. Some real estate management company, they never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved. Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song. Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateneers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Good pick.
What about them? One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and Ignis Nielsen and all those old ghosts.
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him.
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the whirling. Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help.
Against the doom, it's implied.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my... What wall? I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
The colour has drained from his face. What a shame to fix such a good peephole.
Absolutely not. Fuck you for even implying it. It wasn't me. It wasn't my staff. The establishment will look at it and ascertain what it was.
Well, he's definitely not lying.
Sir, he was only asking a question. It's his job and mine. See that it's covered.
Yes, I absolutely will. Sorry, it's been a bit of a day. Absolutely not. That would be idiotic. I have...
In your defense, neither do I.
Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something... Yes?
Again? I can't believe... I'm going to say... Okay.
Jean,
Okay, I was clearly...
Okay. You're not... Yes, sir. Just some regular boring motherfucker. Oh, no.
this isn't helping.
Let's... No.
Come on, stop it.
Not...
It's a mere second. An old door, worn by elements. Just dead and poor things. Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a... The wind picks up. Fine seafood.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freitor. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the whirling in rags. To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps. But anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2-kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor. It's not possible to climb that ladder. And even if it were, why? There's no...
He looks like he's cold out here at the tip of the coast. The jacket is warm, but not for this weather.
I'm okay. You, on the other hand, Freitor, you look like you're about to turn into a popsicle. That seems smart, yes. Those? A smoking assailant who favors Tumutiri to Astra or Juan? Cigarette butts are everywhere. This is a common brand for all men.
Tiomotiri was a Revacholian colony on Ilmara. Oh, you do? The butts you there. 1.2 kilometers, a glowing light on the third floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape smoking, drinking.
Oh, it's not here. The, I don't know what it's called. Passport.
A few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap. Poor things. A metal and plastic contraption.
That, over there. Must be the boy Klaas you told us about. The one she hid her passport.
Ooh, hidden things. Secrets. La. You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic.
Simple construction.
There's something in there. It smells like you would expect it to. A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out.
Well, damn. We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore. I have no idea. Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope. In my experience, cryptids are generally uninterested in travel documents.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time. Though.
Where's the other location? Island and boardwalk.
The trap is filled with dead and poor thing. A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall. With another 7 shades, a cold sea.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down.
The trap is full of locusts. Poor thing.
I missed something? Hmm. Check island, check boardwalk. Where the fuck are those places? Hmm. Okay. I don't know. Alright, I'll give up. I'm gonna buy that transceiver.
Hello, hello. For the moment, yeah, you'll be back again.
I need more money. Wait, can I pawn anything? Need like
Hello,
$4.
Let me know. Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Not really.
Another time.
Oh. Hmm.
Yes?
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno do-
I'll die before I...
Hmm. What am I supposed to do now?
Hello again, esteemed officer. Okay, but please...
The woman looks aloof.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
They do say the painter always paints his own portrait.
That's pretty fucked up. Even for you, piggo. I think everyone would rather stop quivering like jello.
But that would mean he doesn't say every...
You're a real sad sack. You know that? Go ahead. Oh, but I'm all out of fuel oil.
You know what you should be able to find in your government-issued vehicle? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil. Are you kidding me? Fuel oil is so much cooler. No way you're disfiguring that beautiful wall with something as pedestrian as ordinary paint.
My fuel oil is for my kinema. Use your own fuel if you are unable to contain your artistic input.
Okay.
You're back. Good. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the...
What is all of this?
What world?
The camera of her mind glides over the...
Great bodies of water. For there is a term of endearment they coin for it. Elysium. It does. A term of hatred that originates like, oh, you want great things are difficult. That's looking...
ORG. Occident Revachol Graph.
There's a steadily increase... Yes.
A cold fear seeps into you.
You seem to be spooked. They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is... I am sorry, dear. It must sound... But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete... You have misimagined it. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. See? Everyone finds...
The cold seeps into you. Suddenly, you're conscious of your... The lieutenant observes you both.
The Pale is not, technically speaking.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for...
Of course, Lieutenant. I don't think your colleague would appreciate that. Let's continue with something else.
Oh, damn it.
You could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here.
Fuck you,
Unless it's
Kim.
a good idea. Just ask him. He won't make us...
Fine.
Are you sure you're sure? You're... Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between... Isola is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all... Windy, Seol, Samara, Ilmara... Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. No, Detective. We're safe. It begins there. An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor. The most...
You hear your pulse.
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fun... The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension. Right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop. Oh, it is so difficult for us.
A squall of birds.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress... But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost. Extensively. Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow can... They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics...
Who says and who argues?
The logical positivists say, the dialectical materialists... It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more.
No, Lieutenant Dubois. I'm entreprenetic business class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Perhaps that explains her strange pining after the revolution. Some degraded early memories. Someone else you've met may have been exposed as well. The
Yes, carried in the hulls of airships. It's a horrific job. Automation will abolish it soon.
You should ask the pal driver about this. See what she says.
Up to my gills, officer.
An acidic smile on her lips. It's getting worse every year.
Entreponetics is the scientific study of the pale, or a recent...
They had not traveled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian super-ESO.
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the pale relies not just on technical know-how. Nothing. We remain powerless before the pale. The only real hybrid airships, Detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If then they don't.
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath
The pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more pale than there is matter. What do you think, Detective?
Huh.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the pale is that it is expanding at
That's
an unknown
fucked.
rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists. Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, I suggest you do the same. Yes, sweet. Is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything? Beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the pale?
your ailing constitution.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then... I hope so. I truly do. If I'm...
Some of that assurance is meant for herself.
You have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work?
I am happy to oblige.
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dog. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins. Yes, he lost his mind. Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. Don't worry, Emil. We always do.
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto...
Yes, we are the...
He's being sarcastic.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically... The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the emergency...
All three are good to know when we are out policing.
There's nothing basic about your... Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim...
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Ravacholians get to keep the peace in Ravachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement. And if those authorities drink nothing more...
Yes.
He's being
We are.
Yes. Permit me... And if those authorities... Glad to have been of assistance.
Still don't have enough money, by the way. Where'd she go?
It's you again. What is it? Why? Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of shit on anyone. And now you pick Ruby. Well, not on my watch you won't. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of heat.
Because she was here, all night, with us.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No.
That's a lie.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what, and just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
He's been through it. That means he suspected her too. All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I know about Martinez. Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. It was close up. 72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab?
Definitely lie. The truth is not credible.
Wouldn't hurt to have one of those in Martinez. Still, all the labs in the world don't put her on that roof. How'd she get there? Climb?
I'm gonna go get something to drink. about the secret route?
How?
Bro, it looks like an abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called?
Gonna make popcorn and I didn't. I want popcorn.
East Delta Pinball Arcade.
Well,
weird place.
I'll
went bankrupt.
Yeah. Have achieved popcorn.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this
I don't know.
or an elevator.
Oh, she has the key to the door.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Thank you.
The lieutenant is glad he got the floor plan right there.
Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it? Footprints. Recent.
The tracks were recent, but not worn down in the right foot like Ruby's. It's best to omit this pesky little polemic for now. Too confusing.
What else could you make out? How recent? What size? That close, huh? How fortunate. I'll take a thorough look at those prints myself before I believe that call. Good news is, I'm still listening. Garbage. It wasn't a Sambo artist call.
It's never a Sambo fighter, and it's never a bullet-bending sniper.
Or ghost. It's never a ghost either. Don't worry, we've got better than that.
I've seen the winch. I'm not blind. You saying it's part of the elevator she used to get up there? That's one mystery down then. An architectural mystery. Doesn't much concern Ruby, does it? Right. What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
Wow, man, can we? I mean...
That'd be awesome. I beat that royalist machine 20 times now.
All right, all right. We can get the barman to bring them down. What else? Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself. But what if you miss interesting information that way? The choice is ultimately yours. But
God damn, that's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds. Trouble. This is Revachol. Even the roidheads in the gym had a carbine. No one has trouble getting a gun. I still never saw her carry one.
he must be referencing some past case of theirs. He's angry because he knows you're right. What he's saying only confirms your theory.
So
it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your everyone has a gun theory. If it was military grade, how'd Ruby get it? Carl, that's exactly what it means.
That wasn't strong.
Yes, goddammit, I know what a 72% chance means. It means there's a 20.
Just making sure we are on the same page. It doesn't all fit. We are just sharing info, candidly.
You lost your gun?
What an idiot!
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder?
I don't know.
You didn't. And Ruby didn't use your lost gun to kill him.
Stop thinking about
Oh,
your
of course
lost gun,
not. That would be
man.
stupid.
You'll get a heart attack.
I'm an idiot.
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
I don't know, Cop. Why don't you find your lost gun first?
Easy now, Al.
That's pretty
This
funny.
isn't comedy hour.
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
I didn't do it, fucker! It wasn't my plan!
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, cut down.
Prefer to go on trial with your buddies as part of a lynch mob or alone for committing
Fuck
murder?
you, man! I would never fuck my guys over like that!
She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Yeah. Like what? A thing? You mean?
Yeah, but they're both girls.
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Glacier.
It's scary, yeah. She probably went to a university and learned it from a liberal.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a who? It's a lie.
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows there.
I did! I knew it! That's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party.
She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship with the deceased.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass. That Ruby is queer as cabaret, now that I start thinking about it. I don't know why I didn't see it earlier. And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still be a Hardy. But if you bring your own personal shit into our outfit...
And then, boss, use us to cover it up? I mean, that's just fucked up.
If it's true. But it's not, right?
There's no fucking leadership challenge. Just when I thought you were taking this seriously, cop, you put your head in your ass.
Man, now he's just throwing shit against the wall to see what sticks.
Okay. We ruled out infighting. That's how this works, by exclusion. Remember, all we need to do is rule Ruby out too. That's all this is.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got shit under control. That's her whole thing. That's why she's so good.
Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know. Women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
Not so useful.
Fucking hell.
Damn.
Betrayal is not painless. Even a doubt of it hurts.
You had expressed, on occasion, your dislike of the mercenaries' presence in Martinez, right?
Whack someone in my district? That doesn't carry much favor with Titus Hardy. She has to know that.
It's the kind of chin-rubbing men, often leaders, do when they think of punishment. Silence. He looked the old man in the corner, nods, a very small nod, and a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want. I don't know. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Wanna know why? She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation. I told you. You. No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. Sure. Normal. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure. She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you won't stop.
Oh, weird.
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other. Open them up like cans.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Yep, opened you all up like cans.
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having to go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
Silence. He nods.
You are insistent.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This cop, Titus. This cop, he...
This
but
my
she
wife?
was too scared.
Oh, God.
Scared. You should be, too. A strange fear creeps over you. A metallic taste in your mouth. Change the subject.
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her long, so she's on foot.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn. A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlock. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Who's doing this looking? They're all here.
Lizzie needed some air. No one goes to tell Everard anything. He knows what he has to know. Fast.
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game when she stormed out. She has her own plan.
Sure, there are some shithouses there. A cinderblock town. The fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
She said she's building
A what?
a pale emitter.
What?
What the fuck?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and a pale something. I don't know more.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
There you have it.
That sounds not great.
It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of
Thanks,
unpolished
Titus.
granite.
You really were the Final Fantasy X that we needed. Thank you.
Not just granite, tightly packed RCM sergeant material.
You should be a cop, Titus.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head?
Oh.
I already am. I just wasn't sure you were.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you. he thinks, then turns back to his men.
Interesting.
Hi again, gendarme.
It's the sports. He's a sports guy, all about...
Bye-bye, gendarme.
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That ruby of yours? Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice and ruby-centric in the end. Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash? Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you. No, they didn't. Good point. It is rather rare these days. Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window. True. Strange how you conducted the whole advanced ballistics analysis and then hand-waved it. That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now. You know that. Free as a bird on that roof. Lighten up. Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's...
Fuck it. Go talk to her.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions. Oh,
Did you take the documents?
no, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents anyway. My employer gave them to me. In truth, I should have destroyed them.
She doesn't seem to be lying. She's genuinely spooked by their disappearance.
Cryptid. Of course. That must be it. Now that I think about it, you mentioned seawater. I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch. I really don't know, sir. I certainly don't feel like I've won. I feel like shit, sir. All the time.
She smiles. A bitter little smile. She means it.
Clearly, I haven't. We're having this conversation, aren't we? How well could it have gone, I mean?
The snow falls on her shoulders, then melts in her light blonde hair, cold and soft.
I'm stuck in Martinez just like all of us. I've been up here for... I don't know how long now. I like to call this my rooftop containment facility. For my sins, of course. For destroying my first love. For working for bad people. Did I? Why do I still feel suspicion hanging over me then?
The lieutenant looks away. He feels uncomfortable with this conversation. He doesn't know what to add.
I don't know what to say. None of this is fortuitous for me.
She nods slowly. There is suddenly a strange glint in her eyes. Not malicious.
I feel like I should have arrested her. We'll see.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicked.
What bad people?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is going to crack the case.
No, Kim. You never know.
Hello, mister. Luby. My mom tells me I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or like, sometimes I can, but then Uller.
Kids.
Bye!
Is that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall. Wait, what if this is the fishing rod situation all over again? It's not the phasmid. It's not even organic. It's a fire iron. How disappointing. Right? You'll have better luck next time, though. The phasmid, finding it.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't... Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Because she's blind, which you seem to have forgotten.
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other. No, it's not like that, man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass.
Enough of this. She better start talking right now.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around.
You should look around your shack. Maybe. A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears.
What is this place to you?
Waves crash onto the beach, drowning the reeds. This could have been you. This could still be you. A down on his luck nobody. Who are you talking to? There is no one here, not even cold. Outside, the howl of the wind has...
Look.
Oh.
As you look at the floorboards, the edge of a floorboard next to it looks... Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below. Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then, something hard. A small cylindrical object.
Oh, bullet.
You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. Damn that girl.
And without anger, A long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
A bullet? You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before. But this seems different.
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability.
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think. I cleaned it, like I always do. No.
The truth, sire.
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines. How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
Aye. Do tell. Exit from what?
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment.
No, she's a fighter.
Not a quitter, like you sometimes get, son. She really believes that.
Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the beach while watching the sunset. She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw, not that I knew of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape milieu she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack.
She may simply have kept the equipment elsewhere.
I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea.
The Feld Electric Mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
What more do you want to... Yes, let one thing...
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. Oh? Okay. When did this person stay here? Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else. Really? Are you sure you're not also looking for Nadia Harnancourt? Or Ignis Nielsen? Or the great lost city of Ace under the waves? A lot of stuff. Oh, there's plenty missing.
but that's too much for even an eager terrier like you to handle. Although you seem very thorough. Tell me, instead, is there something else I can help you with?
Doesn't seem very useful. All right. Really get my gun first, huh? Oh well. Well, I have enough money. Exactly enough.
Hello, hello. For the moment, you won't regret.
The lieutenant watches you take the transceiver with barely disguised envy.
Not at all, Detective. A Crystal Sprach is a fine piece of equipment, but I'm quite satisfied with my Dynawave.
You say so.
Oh, he's totally jealous. He can barely hold it in.
You've surprised me more than once during the course of our investigation, but I have to say, it still seems like a remote scenario.
The pawnbroker turns from you to the lieutenant.
We're glad to hear it.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see. Goodbye, officer. A better deal!
Yes, what is it?
All you hear is silencing.
What? No, no one's suspicious around here.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
Yo, man. What's on your mind? So your cop ways came through again. Impressive. Let's see what you got. Didn't know cops made that kind of loot, huh? This is a brilliant piece of equipment. Maybe even too brilliant. Feels out of step with our whole operation. All right, Lawfarer, we're ready to do this. I have to. So any cop prep you got to do, you do it now. We'll wait if we have to. Don't sweat that. Egg found something down near the waterlock.
That maniac is obviously you, which makes the power source Your half-sunken Caprice 40.
That explains why it was covered in cop colours. Whole thing's total. All I have to do is run a cable from the engine up the Centaur Man's Memorial. It won't last. How should I know? It's up to everyone to know their own need.
At the very least, you should make sure you're wearing a good pair of gloves.
Personally, I'm an...
The speed is to get you through the tedious, detail-oriented parts of the work. Maybe this freak will spot you some.
Here, you'll like this. It's got a little straw and everything so you can slurp while you work.
The lieutenant politely averts his eyes as you make a drug deal in. Fuck what the lieutenant thinks.
You'll probably want to take a minute to get your gear situation sorted out. Do what you have to do. Hard catch! Like Egg said.
Alright. Whatever.
Yo, man. Rest of the crew has got to stay here. Can't afford to let...
Much love to my hardcore antenna
Good luck, guys.
Try to squeeze in a promo spot while you're on air. We've got to start putting the word out.
Back across the waterlock.
You can grab that amplifier, officer. And you start spooling up those cables. Maybe we can get it all in one go.
I wonder what I'm doing. I don't even know.
Just plug that in there, would ya?
It's done. I believe we are ready.
Yeah, as ready as we're gonna be. Grab one of these can sets, both of ya. I've got it rigged so that we can all listen, but only your cop talk will broadcast. No idea what we're gonna hear when I turn this thing on, so be prepared for anything. Trick is to keep transmitting your request until the big bad acknowledges ya. Honestly, that might be for the best. Like I said, the signs coming off this whole project are seriously uncharted. Don't know how much juice we've got, so we better get to it. You good? We're live in 2, 1.
A soft rustling between your ears, a winterscape with fast falling snow. Every light switch, every motor.
Hey, no man, we're waiting on ya.
Is there anybody there? The lieutenant looks up at you with a nervous glance. Nervous? For who, though? You cannot say.
Give it another go.
Nein, Liebling. Unseren Jungen nach Redeposten. Einem dieser Dinger. Marianne hat mir erzählt, dass...
You can't make out a word of this gibberish. The rustling of dry autumn leaves.
Me neither. Just keep trying. We'll get through these radio again.
It's gone now. A slight frisson at the point where your neck meets your spine. Something about the lieutenant's words directed at you, but not you.
I didn't say anything, Detective.
What?
Someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired. An uncomfortable silence falls over the connection. It's been a long winter. Long and cold.
I promise you I didn't, even though it certainly sounds like me.
Sounds like your partner's being haunted by his past self. Or maybe he's trying to warn himself. From the future, most like. I don't know much about radios.
It's just a little bit of pale interference, Detective. A little eerie, perhaps, but perfectly explicable.
Outwardly, the lieutenant exudes reassurance.
Natürlich halten ihn die Psychologen für vollkommen normal.
Is that what this switch does? I'll flip it now.
Someone has been maintaining it.
Sounds like the de-spooker worked. Lucky break.
Where si parte? Are you there, Lieutenant Dubois? Please acknowledge.
Bad news. Even with the de-spooker flipped, the signal is still too weak to get down with. Don't know. If we can't get around the interference, we're in deep trouble. Says here, main step, volume to the max. That's not too helpful. My guess, you climb up the centaur, man.
This isn't exactly your area of expertise, though.
Someone has been maintaining it.
Something about this setup seems dimly familiar. But you'll be damned if you know what you're supposed to do about it.
It's gotta be you. I'm manning the decks down here. Maybe you break an arm, maybe you break your neck. But that's what the Invalids Fund is for. So don't worry about it for now.
Right.
Your gloves give you a solid grip on the metal bar. This feels pleasingly familiar. You don't exactly cut a lithesome figure, but after several moments of scrambling, you manage to hoist yourself atop the monument. That performance was frankly an embarrassment. The connection itself is nothing more than a little braid of exposed wire wrapped about the hoof of the horse. A copper fetter it cannot slip. The whole monument is covered in a thin but durable layer of oil and grime. It's obvious no one has cleaned it in years.
Well, what's it look like? That's not good. We should have cleaned the centaur man first. Pretty rude that we didn't. Hang on, I'm looking at Egg's checklist. He says, if all fails, bend antenna. Now it says here, muscle style. Good question. Maybe he's saying we're casting too wide a net. Gotta narrow our receiver since you're already up there.
The speed freak is right. The responsibility is yours and yours alone. There's no turning back now. You are face to face with Philip III. The Bronze King looks toward the west. Something about his features seems bizarrely distorted. This faithful steed is in nearly as poor a condition as it. The sky is grey and overcast. Through the scrim, you can just make out a few of the idle lorry drivers and strikebreakers gesture at you with their cigarettes. More out of curiosity, she yells a single word you can't make out, and then shuts the window with a violent thunk.
Oh. I see. That's not good.
You allow the broken hunk of metal to clatter to the ground.
Nein, Liebling.
Huh? Sounds like that was a false move. Signal's even worse now.
He's right. This was your responsibility.
I'm gonna turn all the dials to maximum. Probably gonna burn out our power supply, but that might be the only way.
A maelstrom of sound, swirling and swirling around an invisible point. It's mounting, mounting.
Nicht mehr derselbe ist, seit er auf einem Luftschiff aus Grab zurückgekommen ist.
Lieutenant Dubois, please respond.
It's too much. Your eardrums are throbbing, about to burst.
A long winter, long and cold.
And then, nothing.
Try it now.
This is Worship Arthur.
Oh.
We are acknowledging and accepting you. Though we're still getting quite a bit of interference.
This is as good as it's gonna get. I'll keep us aligned as long as I can, but this isn't a social mission. You got it?
There is so much you wish you could ask, but you probably only have time for 1 or 2 questions before the signal is lost.
Please be advised that you are speaking on a public frequency. What is your request? We can assure you, it is coming as soon as possible. Oh, most likely. Though, of course, it depends on the contingency. You must understand, the moral intern is responsible for ensuring the continuance and flourishing of mankind for the next 3,000 years. The planning division must account for a great many possible outcomes and chance events. Fortunately, we have contingency spreads to help guide our decision-making. Of course, there is no one spread that can reasonably account for all these possible events. But at least, we're able to prepare for the most likely eventualities. That's impossible to say. It may be that Ravachol has a great role to play, or no role at all. That is the nature of contingency. You must understand, when we speak of contingency spread, we are talking about the most fantastically complex data visualization human beings are capable of producing, with thousands of events, from elections and wars to natural disaster or scientific miracles, and millions of possible outcomes. It may be the case that, under certain scenarios, Ravachol is vitally important, as it was during the collision landings in 08. It may also be the case, in many other equally plausible scenarios, that Ravachol is simply another once great city, like countless others throughout history. Perhaps, perhaps not. The world is full of great cities that have resolved the questions of their time. La Cherte, Bradford, our own home of Advesperache.
All major cities in EPIS-aligned nations. You can't help but notice.
It's even possible the cities that will resolve the questions of the future have not been founded. For this reason, responsibility for developing contingency spreads is only assigned to highly trained analysts working with advanced radio computers and a steady supply of drones. Even though we are only a second signaler, we can tell you with great certainty that there is no contingency spread for you, Lieutenant Dubois. Simply that there is no such thing as an individual contingency spread. Please understand, we are not some totalitarian enterprise. We are committed to and bound by the highest values of individual freedom and opportunity. What you're describing is the attitude of a child. The moral intern is not humanity's stepmother, despite what some critics may allege. Responsibility and freedom are deeply entwined, and both are essential in a flourishing society.
This is it. Final question time.
Is everything all right? We lost the connection for a moment. Acknowledge. To reach the committee, all you need to do is fill out the appropriate request form and submit it to the liaison for public affairs. If the liaison accepts your request, you will be invited to address the committee at their next quarterly public hearing.
She's got to be jerking your chain, right? You can't wait that long. What part of need to reach the committee doesn't she understand? Time to lay it all out.
We will hear your request, Lieutenant Dubois. Although we must inform you that the committee does not typically intervene in personal matters.
That's only because they haven't heard about your problems yet.
So, you're experiencing acute memory loss. We don't see how this is the committee's business.
Good God, here we go.
We're afraid we don't understand at all. What does this something have to do with your lost memory? We are sorry to hear of your loss, but personal tragedy is quite beyond the purview of the committee of responsibility. Now, please excuse us while we update the receiving frequency. This connection will be cleared in 4, 3...
Quick, hang up on her first. And the line goes quiet. There, you really showed her. Showed her what?
Got him.
The lieutenant gives a long sigh as he removes his headphones. He looks up at you.
I think it's best for you to climb off the statue now, Detective. Your real work is done here.
The sun-warmed bronze tingles beneath your fingertips and between your thighs. Your legs have grown stiff. You've been up here quite a while. You look around. The strikebreakers are still shouting their slogans and waving their hand-painted signs. Beneath you, the lieutenant and the You could stay a while longer if you wanted. Out on the bay, a pair of dinghies bob and roll in the waves. The breeze drags the voices further out. A few dirty icebergs drift.
Everything all right, Detective? Listen, I understand that you're disappointed that things did not turn out how you might have hoped. But you did accomplish your task. You reached the coalition. Now come on. We still have a long day ahead of us.
About time. You grab that amp. Forget the cables. Need to leave some evidence of our antenna to inspire future generations.
What's one more trip across the waterlock?
Interesting.
Well, cop man, we've repaid the favour. Guess this cements the cop hardcore alliance.
Yeah! We are cops now!
Easy, Egg. We're still hardcore music venue organisers, first and foremost, but maybe this does make us pillars of the local community.
Sure, you have to say that now, but it's alright. I'll put this tech away later. Think there's an extra can set, in case you want to grab a souvenir.
Cool. Ah, Inland Empire minus reaction speed. Oh god, I have 3 skill points. Alright.
Oh, hey, man. It's good. Goodbye, officer. Oh, hey, man. It's good to see. Goodbye, officer.
Alright, I'll be right back. Guess we're gonna go try and find Ruby, huh? Oh well. Go for it. Probably have my gun first, but you know, whatever. Oh. This. This one or the other one? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, there's a ladder here, dummy.
You see, a once bright a slogan used to intertwine above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set, Feld Electrical. How Feld Electrical? You only know them as a small company. There's something in the wind. Indeed, somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin, gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before, when it rained in Martinez, and you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists.
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack, in that church tower, maybe.
Why single out this one building?
Oh, found the empty trap. Heard Luna's true story. Reconstructed execution. Made that awful call. Established the nightclub. Discovered the anomaly. Death notification. Found the jacket.
Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead. No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as trying to talk to the wind. The city, whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now you're just standing there with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village. Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Could be in the bunker.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. An adventure awaits. Buckle up and raise your collar. This search is going to be wet and cold. Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from in through the collapsed roof, flowing down a
She's down there.
Okay. Why? So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building.
Maybe the ladder?
Basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around and find something to break if the ladder fails. Searchlight Division. You've sharpened your senses by being on the lookout for missing persons. Now you notice more of what's happening around you. Perhaps, when you're done with this case, you can join the Searchlight Division of the RCM and find every Revacholian that's ever gone missing without a trace. There is undoubtedly a backlog of such cases, because you never know. A missing person could be just around the edge, barely out of sight.
Hello again. No, I'm afraid I can't help you with...
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. He's telling the truth.
Alternative? I don't even have a mainstream way in, I'm afraid, although there's a sewage pipe there. Maybe that does something?
Pipes can be broken.
How to climb that ladder, you say? I do know that Lomantangs used sticks to climb battlements. There's even a special technique for that. No, I'm just speculating theoretically here. Of course, there's also the method ancient Ilmarans used to get into the huts of their enemies. If I'm not mistaken, then it involved months of following a very rigid exercise regimen. In this case, I suggest looking into the Zeolite Invisibles class. The word refers to their remarkable ability to traverse any environment in the most efficient way possible. Yes, I have. There was this one time where I...
Mark my words. All of this somehow ties into the history of Occidental financial markets.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, let's go fucking break the storm drain open.
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth. There's no echo and no answer. Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here. We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. In conclusion, she could be under any building. I hope not.
Aha!
An old pipe peeks out from beneath the rotten boards. A building like this must have multiple doors. Your eyes slowly begin to adjust. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder. An ordinary drainage pipe. As your eyes adjust, you see some trash. And nothing.
Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, however, the pipe suggests there... And it's right here. A maintenance door.
Oh yeah. Big boy time. This needs you to put your back into it. The metal doors are heavy, and the flaking rust hurts your palms. But to...
Good work.
Woohoo! We made it. Alright. Probably want to equip my flashlight. What was the first new area we've seen in a while? Well, not really, but... The fuck? Oh, it's a door.
This isn't just glass. These are old computation components. Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass, slides with an inlaid nervous system. The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. The why is easy, because they hadn't come up with modern silicon-based systems yet. For vitreous cast filament memories, though, these seem incredibly advanced.
So it is. I think these used to form a single system, slotted in the wall. The rest of the building seems to have been picked clean. These? No. These are old filament memories. I hope you're not expecting to find that device here. You will be disappointed.
Got 4 points. Trauma, visual calculus, logic.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. The plaque reads, K. Mazov. Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair matched. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand.
Yes. Looks like some latter-day radicals were hiding out here. They left a long time ago. Half a century? This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built against the amphibious landing. I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then, but we have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers.
Good hiding place for someone who's up to no good.
I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case. Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. The youths always go for this kind of stuff. You mean like Ruby? No.
Oh, there's some footprints there. I mean, she's probably not in here. Probably. But she could be, I don't know. Alright. Oh, it's just...
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp.
No. What do you mean? Either way, we ought to be careful. There were footprints back there. No.
It's not a quib. The situation is dangerous.
Looks like our suspect. Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild...
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
Oh, so this is like a point of no return?
You're right. However corrupt he may be, nothing happens in Martinez without him knowing. We might have to dirty our hands, but...
In this case, we can't afford to be squeaky clean.
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but...
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful.
We absolutely cannot skip that appointment. Consider that 100% confirmed. I fear you'll need your gun for this.
His hand rests on his holster. It's not enough. You need a gun in your hand too. Your gun.
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be...
Alright, well this is the fucking point of no return, so screw that. Ain't going down here just yet. What's bedtime? Union and cryptozoology. Oh, the boardwalk. I know where that is.
The dome-shaped We have to stand over. There's some tear.
I think there's a certain spot I have to stand or something. I think I already did this. Yeah.
Right, 2, 3 flow. Don't talk to him any longer.
Fucking Mark.
You hear a tiny rap. I'm going to interpret that as a...
How about you fuck off?
Okay, of course.
There could be weapons aiming at us, right? The man's breathing steadies, but his up.
When a bunch of beats me.
When the man... There's something odd. His shirt is far too small. He ignores... Silence is the answer.
We were promised work. Main gate's locked, and I don't mean the scrawny mess punk. Yeah? Bad. I don't know how. Like civil.
It would be better.
No!
He seemed... Do not be...
Hola, Wandering Man.
Oh, hey, mister.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes. Now, what can Everard Clare do for you today? Mega rich lightbending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there? Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega rich lightbending guys.
There was a guy in the container, but he didn't bend any light. That was in the detective's head.
Honestly, guys, we might be moving a spot of drugs through this harbor, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega rich. I have a reputation to protect. You're a fucking idiot, Harry. I love it. Thank you for sharing this idiotic part of yourself with me. A hallucinating market liberal. I love it. So poetic. I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual
I'm always happy to edge. Very nice. Most certainly, Harry. So they shot him.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this by all means, Harry. What's on your... Most certainly. By all means, Harry. Great! You want to bounce something off your old friend? It's perfectly okay.
He seems happy about the prospect of you telling Joyce about your conversations.
No, no, Harry. I'm perfectly neutral and 100% for transparency. I know people say a lot of bad things about the Debardairs Union, but we are actually squeaky clean.
Yes, he really doesn't seem to mind. Sure, he thinks. It's about transparency.
Absolutely, Harry. What's on your...
Well, that's all, I guess. Sure. I do need to get my gun, I guess. It's kind of important.
The door seems to...
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you? What thing? We already got in the harbor. You just want to hear about races, don't you?
You are obviously a liberal, Sailorite. A polyculturalist. I can see it. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF. Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals. Exclude a receding genetic pool has led the Mound on reprehensible street parades. In Mound cities like Stadscan, you know them by the names of their nation-states.
Mahoon is a derogative term for first world people of Gotvoldian descent. In some municipalities of Oranje.
The Mound are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity.
Colorful tassels are.
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina. The other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and overproduction of sebum.
What the fuck
Sebum
is happening?
leaking into their brains. As proven by the Mound and the Mesk, the indigenous people of this, the Insolin, the Areopagites.
Wait, didn't Ilmaran desert pygmies invent alcohol and get pillaged just a short while ago?
No, those were scimitar wielding race losers.
Jean, baby, you're on fire.
I know, but the Areopagites are sleek, long. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form. Type B are the unheroic races. Amorph.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white, officer.
Yes. To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish. Like a hands-on pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries. The Khoiko, the countless micronationalities.
Wouldn't he be 1/4 ethnostates?
They are microscopic. Its leaders will be Revacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial Cauldron. Too mixed to know right from.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over. Like a fever dream of skin. The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad. In Zarath, ridden potato. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. Enough of tips. The F are a museum of failed chimeric experiments. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Seminese. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. You have misunderstood. Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists, this will never happen. The Simonese and the
There is a strange sadness in his tone, a less than heroic melancholy this time.
The heart that pumps the hemoglobin is mysterious.
He does not seem angry. No.
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? Lost. I cannot possibly imagine what...
Okay, well, that's gonna be the end of the stream today, I guess. I'm tired. I must go.